After my parents got divorced, me and my mom moved into this new house. Mom was happy because she got a pretty good deal on the house. The house was also beautiful and was in nice and peaceful neighborhood. The house had a big living room followed by 2 bedrooms. Overall, we are all set to start over our life. When we moved, we settled in pretty quick and I made new friends at school. Mom got job at the local restaurant. Everything was going well for us. 1 month after we moved in, we decided to throw a dinner party. We invited our friends and neighbors. I only invited my 2 best friends, Harry and Daniel, because they live very close to my home. Basically it's just few minutes walkable distance to their house. Besides, Mom agreed for our plan of sleepover after the dinner. As next day was Sunday, we didn't have to worry about school. Everyone enjoyed and left after party, except Harry and Daniel. They stayed back for sleepover. Mom told not to make loud noises and went to sleep. We were all pretty excited as it was our first sleepover since we moved in. We played video games and got bored pretty quick. Harry suggested we should play Ouija board. Back then I was not a believer in this paranormal stuffs, so I agreed. We made a makeshift Ouija board from a cardboard and sat down in a circle around it. First we tried to summon a spirit but nothing worked out. I started making fun of it. Later, it escalated to taunting. Daniel was against this and warned not to mess with it. But at this point, I was saying, I dare you to come and show yourself, as I was pretty convinced it's just a toy. Nothing happened. We waited few more minutes before I felt uneasy. It's as if I was suffocating. I told my friends, they said they are feeling same. I thought, this is because we were in attic and it's not so spacious. We stopped playing and went to my room. I tore the Ouija board and threw it in the bin. We lay down and started talking random stuff. That's when I felt stinging sensation on my back. When we checked, there was bruise mark, as if someone scratched on my back. I'm pretty sure I didn't scratch my back anywhere. We were freaked out. We decided not to tell this to anyone and went to sleep. Next morning, I checked in the mirror and bruise was gone. I never told my mom about any of this. The real problem started after few days. I couldn't shake off this strange feeling of being watched. Sometimes, from my peripheral vision I would see something standing behind me, but when I turn around it's gone. This continued for several days but I didn't say anything to Mom because I thought she would think I'm crazy. Eventually I got used to these feeling. One day, I came home from school. I always carry a spare key as my mom would be at work. But when I got inside and about to go to my room, I noticed my mom's room door was slightly cracked open. I thought Mom must be home early but just to be sure, I called her out. No answer. The door wasn't widely opened enough for me to peek inside. I called her out again, this time a bit louder. This time she answered, yes, by dragging on the word for 2 to 3 seconds. I felt uneasy hearing it because I never heard my mom speak like that. I called her again. Again, same type of answer. I finally decided to go look inside. As I was approaching her room, front door unlocked and my mom came in. Burst of chill went through my body. I quickly ran to my mom and hugged her as tight as possible. I was shaking. She asked what's wrong. I was too shaky to speak and I just turned around and pointed towards her room. What I saw that day still gives chills. Through the door crack, I saw someone or something, a dark figure standing. Mom went and checked, there was nothing inside. She thought I'm crazy. Then I told her everything about Ouija board session and bruise. Next day we had a priest over to bless the house. Everything's normal now and I'm pretty sure I would never touch Ouija board ever again. Quite recently I was at home with my new cat, Alicia, and my best friend, Edison. We were sitting watching a video on my phone when the cat started meowing really loudly from upstairs. Edison offered to go and see what was up with Alicia. He said there was nothing up, so I put it down to settling in or attention seeking. Alicia must have come down at some point because she leapt into my lap for a cuddle. At that point I saw blood on her foot. When I inspected it I saw a small cut, which was strange as I couldn't see how she got it. Edison looked upstairs for anything that could have cut her and there was nothing. I let her go and play with her mouse toy and went upstairs to get my phone charger. I walked into my bedroom and found Edison inspecting something on his body in my mirror. He showed me what he was looking at and it looked as if someone had come and scratched him hard with 4 fingers. He couldn't remember scratching himself on anything that could have looked like that. After I cleaned his wounds we went back downstairs to find Alicia gone. I thought that was slightly strange that she wasn't asleep near her mouse toy. We made lunch and sat down to watch TV when I heard Alicia meowing again. This time I went upstairs because Edison refused to. I found Alicia in my room hissing at the mirror. I thought that it was a cat thing, but then I saw a scratch across my mirror. It was in the same formation as Edison's scratches, so I bolted downstairs to get Edison. Alicia was still meowing very loudly and then it just stopped. I knew something was wrong, so Edison went up first with me following. Alicia was laying on her side, blood trickling down her face from a cut down her cheek, still in front of the mirror where I left her. She had labored breathing and I was so scared she was going to die. I quickly got her to the vets and they said it was something like an animal had got to her. Over the last few days, I have been staying at Edison's as I am too scared to go home and too worried about Alicia to be on my own. My older sister has a ghost that's followed her around for years. I lived with her once for about 3 months, and so much weird stuff happened in that time. Things like going to bed with everything locked up and switched off and waking up in the morning with the back door open, lights on and the kettle switched on would happen on random occasions. One night my sister and I were getting ready to go out, and I asked to borrow her liquid foundation. I used it and put it back where she kept her makeup. 10 minutes later she asked me for it and it was nowhere to be seen. She accused me of taking it and made me buy her a new one and refused to listen to my side of the story. About a year or so later, when she was packing to move to a new house, she found the makeup in a shoebox with some old letters. The shoebox was in a zipped-up suitcase that was underneath her bed. But probably the most scared I ever felt was one afternoon when I was the only one in the house. I had arrived home from work and headed straight to the bathroom. All the doors, windows, etc. were closed. I was standing in the bathroom and started squeezing a pimple on my chin when a female voice in the hall said, "Stop picking your zits." It sounded real enough, and at the time I thought it was my sister. So I laughed, told her to fuck off and asked what she was doing for dinner. No answer. I stuck my head out into the hall. No one there. I searched the house top to bottom and there was no one home. I sat out on the front porch until someone else got home because I didn't want to be in there alone. Thanks for watching. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe to my channel for more. Also hit the bell icon for future notifications.